as Marcus Smart pushes the ball. Klay Thompson is in, knowing that he's guarding Al Horford, which leads to a turnover. Here it is again. This time White has it. Okay, Steph Curry, really good. Close out, swing. And then you can see Draymond Green as a low man. He goes, Porter covers him, another turnover. So once again, screen, switch here. Steph Curry does a really good job of staying shifted. Probably got away with a foul, but once again, turnover, which fuels their transition opportunities. They get the ball up to Steph, shot fake, wide open three. And then here's another clip here. Smart drives. Watch Bjelica here. Okay, screen happens. He's down there helping. We talked about getting Gary Payton back. Well, this is what he does. He gets his hand on the basketball. Another opportunity for Golden State to get out in transition. Open shot for Jordan Poole, and then offensive rebound. These are the things that Boston Celtics has to stay away from, the live ball turnovers.
Yeah, when I see those turnovers, what I don't see are assists. I know that's an obvious thing, Sam, but when I go down the Boston Celtics roster and I look at what guys did in Game 1, Al Horford, 26 points in Game 1, just 4 shots in Game 2. Marcus Smart, just 2 points as well. Sam, how did the Golden State Warriors take those guys out of the game as opposed to just limiting Tatum and Brown?
Well, I don't think they necessarily, coach, took those guys out of the game. Look at the shot attempts. You go from 12 to 4. You go from Marcus Smart. He got 11 field goals to 6. I think Tatum and Brown was being more aggressive. Look, you want your stars on this stage to try to take over and be aggressive, but it's that fine line of trying to do too much. And I think for Al Horford and others, they got to get their opportunities in the floor of the offense. Ime Udoka is not going to call a play for these guys. It's imperative that Tatum and Brown not only score, but make sure they keep the ball moving to get the other teammates involved.
That's a great word you just used, because for us that didn't play in the league, didn't coach in the league, you hear terms like flow, you hear terms like force. And I think in this game in particular, we saw that a lot. For Jason Tatum, the flow came from three-point range. He was 6 for 9 from outside. I had 21 points at the half, 28 points in the game. Coach, can you explain to us how those points and those shots came within the flow of the offense?
Yeah, absolutely. Jason Tatum is a guy that we know he's going to score. We know he's going to have the ball in his hands. However, he wants to get the ball, and we want him to get the ball where he can shoot the ball with the flow. And most of the time for Boston, that's playing fast. They want to get the ball over half court. He's capable of coming down, shooting pull-up threes. He can come off ball screens. You can see here, step back three. He can get anything he wants, anytime he wants. But it's about playing in the flow of the game.
Now, the force, Sam, we can look at the same player and see where that goes awry. Jason Tatum, 2 for 9 inside of the arc in the first half. Some of those shots were not as easy as he seemed to force it a bit.
Well, Flip Saunders had a favorite saying, was the same thing that makes you great can also come back and hurt you. And Jason Tatum, the greatness of him and Brown is the fact that they can play in a crowd. But also, it's tough, man. When you're a great player and you make a few shots, tough shots early, that can be a bad time because you're going to keep doing it because you are used to making tough shots. And you look at these plays right now against a double team with Wiggins and Draymond. You look at these tough shots in transition that Golden State is contesting. And then you look at every time he put the ball on the floor, Golden State had 1, 2, sometimes 3 defenders reaching in, trying to deflect that ball and kick it away. Because, again, 33 points off live turnovers. When you turn the ball over and the other team can score without having to take it out on the side, it's hard to come back and win games when you turn it over like that.
Yeah, and for Jason Tatum, we've talked about it all year. You're always looking at his assists. He had 13 assists in that first game, and here we saw the shot attempts of 28 points, but we're not talking about his assists here on Finals Film Room because they weren't as big of a story in Game